What's going on, guys? This is Jesse Veal with Pan-African Capitalists, and today I want to talk about a little bit about myself. So here's just give you a bit of my story. So I'm born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit, always been into sales. As a kid in elementary school, I used to sell out of this catalog called the Olympia Sales Team, and this was pretty much a company that would advertise on like Nickelodeon and kids channels and everything. And you order this catalog, and it had a bunch of different products that you were able to sell. And you can sell this product, and I believe it was $2 per product that you sell, that you would get $2 back from the sale, like a $2 commission. And you could do that, or you could earn points for each product that you sell. So you could tally those points up and do certain prizes and stuff like that. And so you could get prizes based turning your points for the prizes in the book. And so I did that in elementary school. Had it been like 1998 or 1997, 1999, somewhere around that time. Because I remember I actually used up my points from selling stuff to neighbors in the neighborhood, and I purchased a Nintendo 64 as a kid. And so I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit, even as a child, right? And so I've music is really my first love. I'm not really into that business now, but I do come from a musical family. Most of my family was in the music business. One of my uncles played for Wynton Marsalis for a number of years, and a bunch of artists like that. My grandfather, he used to tour in Europe, singing gospel music with his group. He also had his own recording studio. And it's funny because when I was getting into my sales career, I was selling Nissan cars, and I actually sold a Nissan vehicle to one of the artists that used to record at my grandfather's recording studio, right? And so this was an older black guy, older African American guy, and he said, "Hey, you have a grandfather the same name?" And we got to talking and stuff like that. And so that was pretty cool. My dad, he sang with groups, gospel groups over the years, different type of groups. My uncle, my other uncle, my dad, so two of my dad's brothers. One of my dad's brothers plays bass and electric bass. He mainly does jazz. And my other uncle, he's a vocalist. And so he has a group that he performs with, around Louisiana and stuff like that. But anyway, so, my career, my first official business that I really started making decent money from was in high school, right? So in high school, I was doing two things. I was trying to get into the music business, so I didn't really start a business, but it was kind of a theoretical thing that never got off the ground. It was the music label. So we're gonna start a record label with a guy I was in high school with, a guy that I was cool with in high school. And that never really got off the ground because I was the only one. I felt like I was the only one that was really investing, money into it, right? So I was purchasing recording equipment, microphone, laptops. I purchased Fruity Loops. I started learning how to produce, and I started, recording music and stuff like that. And that never really got off the ground in high school. But the other business I had that did get off the ground, I had one of the first black men's blog called Brotherhood of the Game. And so I co-partnered that business with a guy from England. We was on the same message board. And around this time I started really getting into marketing, right? And so I've been in marketing since 2008, 2009. Really 2006. So 2006, that was like first or second year in high school, and that's when we started this blog called Brotherhood of the Game. And so we would do certain topics, male-related topics, men's topics, how to, talk to women, men's fashion, men's colognes, and things of that nature. And one of the things that I brought to it, one of the ideas that I brought was to interview guys that are relationship experts. And so, we was the first blog ever to interview people like Tariq Nasheed, Rosebud Bitterdose, who's a former pimp, and he now does, certain relationship programs and courses and stuff. We interviewed Alan Roger Curry, the author of Mode 1. He still has a YouTube page and does certain things in regards to relationships and, picking up women and things of that nature. And, we interviewed a whole lot of people, but the way we basically made money was, we made money from hits. So we had advertising and we also had affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing, I was in affiliate marketing with Amazon way back in 2007, and it was very simple. You would just have your affiliate store. You could recommend the product. So what I would do is I would recommend the books of the people that we interviewed. And if we had certain colognes or, clothing and things of that nature, what I would do is I would recommend, any of those products that we mentioned in our blog. We would just put a link. And the way it worked is the person, clicked on it and purchased, then you would get a commission from that sale in affiliate marketing. So yeah, that is kind of some of the early things that I did as far as, business. I've had several businesses over the years. Maybe I'll get into it in more detail in other videos. I had a food delivery company where I was competing with Uber Eats. And, my goal was to pretty much get as much market share in my city as possible before Uber Eats came there. I had let's see, what else? I had a events promotion company, so like party promotion, throwing college parties, throwing upscale events and networking events and stuff like that. Let's see. Those are some of my early official parties, or not parties, but some of my early official businesses that were actually, paperwork and everything like that. And so I kind of went off and on between working in sales, and things of that nature. And I started to get really, really good at marketing over the years as well as sales. Because I remember reading a book called 80-20. And what I found, in my opinion, reading the 80-20 rules, the 80-20 rule, it talks about how, 20% of the things are the most important. The other 80% is not really going to move the needle in your business. And they really apply to everything in life. Let's say basketball, maybe they'll say 20% of being good in basketball is being able to pass, being able to dribble and shoot. You could be horrible at everything else, but as long as you be, and I'm just using that example. I'm not saying that's the case. But yeah, so right now, my current business, my business that has been the most consistent, I've had this business first started in 2017. It's called Oxpecker Marketing. I had different variations of the name. I did Jesse Veal and Associates, Oxpecker Marketing. But the actual company name was JBV Consulting Ventures, LLC. And what I would do, I would just have different brands, within that company, but it would all be pretty much the same function, right? So Oxpecker Marketing, that brand is, what I really focus on now, which is, focusing specifically on the restaurant industry. So targeting restaurant owners, doing different types of digital marketing for different restaurants around the country. And that business has done very well. I've had up to 5 or 6 clients paying over, at least $2,000 or more a month. That business has slowed down because of the pandemic, unfortunately. I did have several clients that had to close their doors because they just wasn't able to survive, having their doors shut down by the local governments, forcing them to close their doors for 1, 2, 3, 4 months. So them having to eat and absorb the cost of their lease, still having to pay rent and all of these type of things for 4 months without any income coming through, they just wasn't able to do that. And so right now I'm actually in the process of rebuilding this business. I do still have some clients that I work with on a retainer basis. But my goal moving forward for this business is to my goal moving forward is pretty much to scale the business, put some systems in place, because even though I was making really good money, once I got the business to a certain point, I was doing pretty much everything myself. So, and I ended up getting burnt out of the business because I was doing sales calls. I was doing the work for the customers. I was marketing my business to attract the customers, like lead gen. I was doing administrative tasks, accounting. I was doing everything. And so having, 6 clients, 6 or more clients that you have to do work for, plus doing sales calls and, doing sales calls every day and doing all of this work by myself. I mean, I pretty much got burnt out. It was like, I was an employee in my business. So moving forward, I want to work on scaling the business, hiring more employees. Now I did have 2 contractors that worked for me that were doing just the delivery of the services, so doing the marketing for our clients. That did help a little bit, but moving forward, I definitely want to scale the business, start making employees. I want to create my divisions within the business and my divisions and departments, so that I have people doing these functions, so that I can focus on a big picture vision of the business, right? I want to work on the business and not in the business, put myself at that CEO level. And eventually, I want to outsource the CEO level. I want to have it to a point where, it's I can hire the director or the president or whoever is that head figure in the business that does all the hiring and the firing of the other employees, so that I can focus on other things, right? So, that's pretty much the general thing of my business experience over the years. I had the food delivery business. I've had the blog. I tried to do the record label thing. And so now, so another thing outside of the businesses, I've actually done wholesale and real estate over the years. So I've had a couple deals. So that's something that I want to get into the future. I want to start getting back to wholesaling real estate, doing wholesale deals in real estate. In maybe a couple years from now, in the next 1 to 3 years or so, I think I want to get more into multifamily. So, the market's kind of crazy right now. So I've been hearing there's not a whole lot of deals. Okay. So yeah, business ownership. I love, starting and operating businesses. Real estate. I love investing in real estate. So I'm looking at doing more wholesaling, possibly getting into fix and flip properties, wholesale, owning multi-family properties, like apartment complexes, things of that nature. And third, something new that I've been looking into is actually buying businesses, right? So I've actually noticed it's actually a lot less work to purchase a business and then kind of, improve that business with things that, like for me particular, I consider myself a pretty good salesperson, and I also consider myself a really good marketer. And so there's certain older businesses owned by older people that don't know anything about marketing, and I could just come in right away and generate more revenue for those businesses. And so, currently I'm looking for deals for something really simple, like a laundromat, and things of that nature. And so, I do have some businesses that I plan to do in Ghana. That's my next market that I want to enter to, the frontier market of Ghana. And so I'll talk about that in another video, about the one business. Well, there's a couple business ideas, but I want to focus on just the one that I'm going to start off, right? Because I don't want to overextend myself. I don't want to burn myself out by doing too much at one time. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me. I love entrepreneurship, and let me be real with you guys. Entrepreneurship, it's not easy, right? So I've been homeless 2 times, not once, but twice. I was homeless at 19, and I was homeless again at like in my 20s, right? And so, the crazy part about it is this: how I knew I love entrepreneurship. When I was homeless the second time, right? So the first time I was sleeping on the street. And, I've always been a prideful person. I don't like asking for help and stuff like that, which I do now. I rarely, like, I could think of maybe one time in the last 10 years or so that I've had to ask for help, right? But I've learned to ask for help, Still very prideful, unfortunately, but, I'm getting better at it, At least I won't just be on the street homeless, and not asking for help, right? But the second time in my 20s, I was homeless. I was living in my car. And to be honest with you, that was one of the best years of my life, man. I was, I was sleeping in my car, and I wouldn't even need an alarm clock to wake up like I do now, when I'm all cushy and have my own place. And I would actually wake up about maybe 5:50 or 6:50, go to the gym, work out, shower, and I will start working on my business. I start, looking at generating leads for my business. I will start, scheduling and booking sales calls to try to close clients for my business. And, I don't know. It was a certain energy that I had. Like, I just felt at peace. And I think part of it was because, the alternative was to go live back with my parents, basically. And me and my dad, we really didn't get along at certain points. We got along, when I was younger, but once I got older, our relationship started to slowly deteriorate. And so, I would rather be on the street was my mindset than to have to live and with my parents, to deal with my dad. Not only that, but when you live with your parents, they can take pieces out of your time, right? They can, your mom wants you to put this together, to do this for, do that to do it for, and that could be really distracting when you're trying to build a business. When you're trying to build a business and handle stuff in your business, you got your mom needs you to install an air conditioner or something like that, or install this, hook up the washing machine that she just purchased, hook that up for, and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I think that, depending on your situation, you're probably better off being homeless so that you can really focus, have laser focus on your business and do what you need to do, where you don't have your parents kind of asking you to do this and do that. Because, your business is really better when you can focus and really put that energy towards doing what you need to do. Now, you're not going to get any traction if you're just doing little stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, there's like 20% of the things that you need to focus on that's going to really push the needle in your business. If you're just focusing on, responding to emails or, posting on social media, that's not going to really have a whole bunch of impact compared to focusing on marketing your business and product innovation and your sales. Really, marketing to me is more important than sales, right? Because you can't get sales without marketing in most cases. So yeah, Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker says the two most important things in business is product innovation and marketing that product, marketing your business. And so I agree with that. Those are the two things that you should focus on the most to move the needle in your business. So yeah, like I said, I was homeless twice. It is what it is. Being homeless, it really just made me stronger. It really just gave me a much tougher mentality. And I kind of understand what people mean when they say that, somebody that has been through things is going to be more powerful or going to be, better at certain stuff. In terms of building a business, being a leader in the business, it really develops that grit. It develops that mental toughness when you go through things like homelessness, right? Because now, if I have the prospect of being homeless, it's like, okay, whatever. I've done this before. There is no longer that scary feeling. There is no longer that nervousness, et cetera, et cetera. Now, there's drawbacks to being homeless, right? Without, you don't have a shower, you don't have a bathroom, you don't have a place to really sleep comfortably, you don't have your own internet connection, things of that nature. When I was homeless, I used to go to the gym, 24-hour gym, and that would be my shower. And so that's what it was, and I'm glad I went through that experience. One of the best experiences I ever been through. I know y'all may say, oh, this guy is crazy, but like I said, it's invaluable to develop that mental toughness, that can-do attitude. Like, things happen to you, it just bounces off the chest. So yeah, those are the things I'm focusing on now. My business, my main business, which is my digital marketing agency, Oxpacker Marketing. I want to get into, get back into real estate, wholesale real estate. I also want to I'm also looking at purchasing businesses in the U.S. primarily. And I'm also looking at starting businesses in frontier markets or emerging markets. So, currently, like I said, I'm looking to start a business in Ghana this year. I'm just waiting on the funding and stuff for that. And, to purchase the equipment. Like I said, I'll go into more detail. And I'm also looking at doing maybe some real estate deals in Colombia. So Colombia, Brazil, maybe Kenya and Rwanda. Those are the 4 real estate markets outside of the U.S. that I'm really looking into and doing my research on. And I think that I really have some good, really have some great deals that I can look at. And so, yeah. I'll probably do another video kind of talking about my business, my main business, Oxpacker Marketing and stuff like that. And so yeah, guys, this is Jesse Veal, and we're here with Pan-African Capitalists. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button, and go ahead and share the video. Peace.